Welcome back to the Grime MC Investigation podcast. I'm Blondie. I'm here with T. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. You blessed?
Yeah, man. We got to crack on, man. There's a lot to talk about this week. Do you know what it is? Yeah. First of all, big up everyone that listened to the first episode. We smashed 100 views. We got. I think it's on 150 plus now. So I'm really happy with how we've done. So thanks to everyone that subscribed and shared and followed. And I don't know really what to start with. There's so much. When we're making this podcast and we make this running order, I actually realise how much is going on, because obviously we're writing down everything we want to talk about, and then bang, there's actually so much stuff coming out. I mean, where do you want to start, man?
Well, mate, it's been a busy week, innit? There's been a lot going on. There's been a lot said on the Twitter. There's been a lot to come out, but yeah.
Should we address that? Should we address that quickly?
The Grime MC?
Dickhead, bruv.
Dickhead, simple as that's it, man. That's all I've got to say. He's a dickhead. That's it,
mate. All I'm saying is I dropped a dub on him. All right, it wasn't the best, but it's a dub's a dub, isn't it? So yeah, that's where I'm leaving it, man. He wants to reply to that. He won't. He's a fraud. You can suck him on, bruv.
Exactly.
Simple as.
Suck him on.
All right.
But
yeah.
Basically, I want to start off with. I think we've got to start off with the legend that is JME, and release Grime MC. And basically, the physical only avenue that he's taking. First off, I just want to say that I'm all for that, because as an old school Grime fan, there's nothing better than having a physical copy, wherever it be on CD or vinyl, of one of the MCs or producers' releases. I'm all for it. I think Jeremy's on a different level when it comes to business compared to other MCs. He's probably the smartest MC out there. And yeah, basically, I'm all for it. I think people should really get behind it and buy the CD. If you've got enough money, go and buy the vinyl as well. But at least get one or the other and support him, because, like digital, I buy digital and I like digital. But like I said, I'm a physical guy. I love my physical releases. Like, I've got a CD collection, I've got a vinyl collection. And I just think, Jeremy's a legend, and we should be supporting that, because I've seen a lot of people be like, can't you make it available digitally? But mate, come on, I know it's 2019, but we still want the physicals. There's a lot of fans like me out there that still want the physicals. So I don't know where you stand on it, but that's my personal thought.
Well, do you know what it is, T? I completely disagree with you here, man. We're gonna have to clash on this one, because for me, I actually think this is killing grime.
Record.
Yeah. I like, because we need grime to grow, bruv. How are we gonna share grime if it's just physicals? Like, I hear what you're saying. It's cool to be able to get physicals. There's no. That's just a different feeling. That's a different experience getting it on that CD and that. But you can do that anyway. If people care that much about physicals, you can get physicals. Every album has a physical. You can get any album that comes out. There's always a physical. There's no such thing as an album without a CD. That happens. And I think just trying to take it back underground and stuff. How's grime meant to grow like that? That's not helping anything. That's just like taking it back to 20 years ago, and there's no point. I'm the opposite, where I listen to everything on Spotify and on YouTube and on SoundCloud. Like, I love all that. I think it's great. I think that's music has been able to grow so much. We see, for better or worse, there's a lot of SoundCloud rappers and all that sort of thing. This whole culture where it's so easy to get your music out there. That's great, and that should be embraced. And I don't know why people are trying to run away from that. JME is obviously, he's a big personality. He's very outspoken on many things, and I'm not sure about this one, man. I mean, I see why he's trying to do it, but you can't run away from the internet, man. As soon as it drops on CD, someone's going to get it, bootleg it. It's all going to be online anyway. So what's the point? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but maybe that's Jamie's train of thought. Because if we think about it, say the CD's selling for, I pre-ordered it, I think it was £9.99 including VAT. Everyone go and get that from HMV, by the way. But yeah, I pre-ordered it and it's £9.99. Imagine how many streams Jamie would have to have on Spotify or YouTube to make the same amount of money as what he's going to make off selling one CD. I mean, it's something like 0.1 pence.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
So maybe he's looked at it from a money sort of like opinion, and he's just thought to himself, well, if I just do CDs and I sell one CD for £9.99, I'm going to need something like 1,200 plays on Spotify to make that £9.99. If you get me.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's probably even more. It's something stupid you get from a stream, isn't it? But
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Okay, yeah, okay. So from that view, all right, cool. Yeah, okay. He might make more money from that, but I'm just saying, where do we go from this? Because Wiley wants to do this now as well, and what's the idea that every Grime MC from now on shouldn't go online and should just do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm thinking.
I fully get you. I fully get what you're saying, but it's the first release in how many years that is just going to be a physical only. I can't really see too many MCs following in their footsteps because a lot of them are going to want to put their music up on Spotify, etc., and make their money that way. But and maybe certain MCs, I don't want to disrespect anyone here, but maybe certain MCs know that they can't actually press a physical CD and they will all sell out. Yeah. Whereas the likes of JME and Wiley, they will probably sell out like tenfold.
That's right, but that's because they're established.
Exactly.
They're established. Exactly. They've been established for a long time. They've got a big following already. But if we want grime to grow, then we need young MCs to feel like they, this. Do you know what I'm saying? They're meant to be setting the example, Jamie and Wiley and them lot. And I just don't see that. I don't see this as being a good if they're going at it for money reasons. Okay, I get that, but they've already got money. So I'm not really having that argument. And then as well, I would say it's like, Jamie, he's been off social media, isn't he? It's like, I feel like this is part of his war on the internet, which is just, he's never going to win. It's a bit pointless, really. I know obviously in the internet, that's another conversation, but like at the end of the day, you can't run from it. You just control your usage of it, and that's it. And I think taking music away isn't really when it's going to be up there anyway. Someone's going to bootleg it, and that's game over, isn't it? So, do you know what I'm saying, bruv?
There's no way to combat bootlegging. It's not going to happen. You could try as much as you want. It's just not going to happen. So maybe Jeremy's took that into, like, he's thought about that and thought, right, well, the CD's going to get bootlegged anyway, but at least if I sell a certain amount of CDs, I'm still going to make my money. And the fans are still going to get the CD. But, I get what you're saying. I think every now and then a CD, it's not a bad thing. It's like, maybe they could still make it available digitally as well, because they have got a core fan base. Me personally, I'm just a physical guy. I've always have been.
Yeah.
So.
But you can be a physical guy anyway, and like whether or not it's on spot, you can always go and get the DVD. It's like if you go and see a film, bruv, are you gonna buy a DVD now, or are you gonna go and watch it on Netflix or online or something? That's what I'm saying, man. Like DVDs are becoming extinct, bruv, and all that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but maybe he's gonna give it like say a month, and then make it available digitally.
Yeah, okay, I'm done with that. To be fair, yeah.
That'd be a step in the right direction. I think personally, you get the best of both, really, don't you?
I think that's going to happen anyway. What with bootlegging, but
someone is going to bootleg it.
And Jamie's not the only one who's announced a new album. President T, he's got Pass the Bill, that's coming out. I'm looking forward to that, man. I love President T. I'm a huge fan of Prez.
When's that available? Sorry.
It's coming soon. He didn't have a date on it, but big up Prez T, man, because he's been on fire, like work rate wise, bruv, because he dropped 2 albums last year and then another one this year. Like this guy, man, President T, big up, man. Like he's one of those. He's more like he's a cult figure in the grime scene, isn't he? So He's got an album coming soon, and Tommy B as well. He announced a new album.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Tommy B is a great young MC. I think. Keep your eye on that guy.
I personally have him alongside SBK as the two best young grime artists in grime.
Yeah, I agree. Tommy B, he's one to watch.
They're the future. They're the future. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that Prez T release because Prez is very unique. He's got a very unique flow, and I don't think there's another MC out there like him. So when he drops something, his uniqueness, like, it comes to the fore, and you're just like, oh mate, I want to hear this just because I want to hear what he does to this instrumental or how he's going to flow on this track, because he's very unique. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Tommy B one, as I said, him and SBK are the future. And yeah, man. And also, I want to add that Roller and TC have got a release coming out together, a joint EP, which is exciting. Two young Essex MCs who I really rate highly as well. That's another one that I want people to get behind because, again, they're another two for the future. So yeah, it's all positive. Grime's all moving in the right direction.
100%. Oh, we've got to mention as well, we begged for it last week, bruv, and it's happened. IKEA and DWE have dropped Fresh and Clean, yeah? Let's get that Christmas number one, bruv. Get it up there, man.
Let's get it up there. I've been streaming that so much. You know what?
Yeah, that's on repeat for me, bruv.
I've been listening to it all the way through as well. Like, I'm not listening for 30 seconds and then restarting it. I've been listening to it for the whole, 2 minute 30 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then restarting it again immediately because I actually love that track so much. There's this, the lyrics, the comedic value, it's just everything's there, isn't it?
Oh mate, the ad libs and everything. Like, I loved the bits that weren't in the adverts, like the sanitized ad lib and all that. Like, yeah. It's an amazing track, bruv. And but I do like what you tweeted earlier about don't let Where Do We Come From go under the radar, because that's just as good a track, if not better.
That's personally in my top 5 tracks of the year, and I know it come late. But like the Gets verse on that as well is just fire. Yeah. You know, yeah. Gets kills it. And yeah, I just don't want that track to get overlooked because like people are going, oh, IKEA ad the track. But Where Do We Come From, as you said, is probably even a better track.
100%. Another thing I wanted to mention, this is because I don't want to get political, but Wiley and Jeremy Corbyn, there's something we can't, it's something we talk about everything on this podcast, man. Wiley and Corbyn, what do you think about that, bruv? I mean, not to get too political, but what do we think? Because we've had this before where, Grime for Corbyn and all that, and some say, he come and took advantage of the scene and doesn't care about it now. But this is Wiley reaching out to Corbyn. Wiley's, by the way, has obviously had conversations with the JME, because we all know JME was a big advocate of Corbyn. So what do you think about this? What do you think about Grime's relationship with politics and especially Corbyn?
Well, to be honest, firstly, I want to get off. I thought Grime for Corbyn was an absolute shocking event, you know what I mean? Like, I just think the people that were involved in Grime for Corbyn, they was doing it for their own personal gain. Like, it wasn't. They didn't do it for Corbyn. They done it for themselves, but they used Corbyn's name to say,
look. There was a lot of breading going on there from both sides, bro, innit?
And they just wanted to be seen and heard, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to lie, they just wanted to be seen and heard. But when you've got the biggest grime scene in England and probably, obviously, the world, and he's backing you, really, and he's saying, like, let's get Corbyn in as PM. Like, me personally, I make jokes on the time now, but I was always going to vote Corbyn anyway because I prefer his policies and everything, and Boris Johnson's just a bumbling idiot. But yeah, I personally, let's get Corbyn in, let's get D Double to number one, and let's just start like taking that what we want. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I'm all for it. Like, I haven't read all his policies. I've read a couple. But yeah, like I think he's saying, and like while he's not stupid, man, he knows that he knows who's gonna be a better candidate for England, a better choice.
Maybe yeah. I don't know. The thing I've got with Wiley is he can be a bit of a flip flop. Do you know what I mean? He says one thing one week and then the next it's another story. Do you know what I mean? Like we've seen that with countless,
That's
on the internet. So I take everything. Unfortunately, I do take everything Wiley says with a pinch of salt. As much as I love him, I wouldn't hang my hat on what he says. But yeah, personally, I'm just not. I've never voted, and I'm not going to again this time. I think it's all a big waste of time, bruv. I think everyone's as bad as each other. They're all liars, bruv. I like that Grime gets a bit more exposure from this. I'm glad it's not just ignored. At the same time, I don't like it being taken advantage of, which it was last time. But whatever, man. It is exposure at the end of the day, so that can only be a good thing. But
what I like about it is if we go back, say, 10, 15 years, I'm not sure that the grime artists would have even cared about who's in charge of the country and that, because they was just doing their thing, you know what I mean? No one's going to help them. But Grime's now in a place where Grime could be more, how can I put it? They could have a say now, and people are going to pay attention to what they're saying. Like the likes of Wiley, the likes of JME, the likes of Sketcher, they can have an opinion now, and people are going to actually pay attention to what they're saying. Whereas, say, 10, 15 years ago, people have just been, oh, whatever, and just gone about their business. But now, they're reaching out to the youngsters. Obviously not me, because, I'm a bit old. I'm a bit older than the rest, but they're reaching out to the youngsters. The youngsters are going to listen a bit more to the Wileys and the JMEs than a middle-aged bloke like Corbyn, let's be honest. And it can only be a positive thing, It can only be a positive thing, and I'm all for it. Like I said, I am going to vote Corbyn anyway, because I can't stand Boris Johnson. But yeah.
Fair enough, man. I mean, for me, the only thing I would say is the current mayor of London, he's Labour. So, and I haven't seen London improve much under him, if anything. But that's all I'm saying, man. Like, I'm not going to vote anyway. I don't really care, to be honest.
I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest on politics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is, isn't it?
That's it. We talk. It is Grime. It's a current Grime event. Just like Solo last week, bruv. It's like it's happening. So we're not. That is what it is.
Yeah, we've got to talk about it because it involves all of our futures, isn't it?
Another current event, something that happened last week. The Stormin documentary came out last week. I didn't get to see it, unfortunately. Even I would have loved to, but I don't know if you got to see it. But I think from what I heard, that I can't wait for it to come out, so I can watch it online or whatever. But that sounded like a really powerful thing, and I think it's a great thing that happened as well, because Stormin was obviously a legend in grime. A pioneer. What he was there with the Wileys and Sharky Majors and from early, man, DWE, yeah. They were all doing their thing in Nasty, and he's been, and he's always been a bit unsung, man. I think he's very underrated. He had so many great tunes and projects, and he was so versatile, in the D&B scene as well. And I'm glad that something like this has come out, this documentary, as a tribute to him.
Yeah, because obviously, R.I.P. Stormin, absolute legend. Like you said, been there from the very start. The thing I never really knew about Stormin is how much he helped young MCs who were coming through when Stormin was one of the biggest names in grime. He helped so many young MCs. Sorry, I mean, you had Gets talking about it on a podcast a few weeks ago about everything Stormin done, and I think the word legend gets thrown around too easily, but with Stormin, I think he is a definite certified legend. And I haven't seen the documentary. I definitely want to see the documentary, because Stormin, alongside the likes of D-Double, Sharky Major, with Nasty Crew and that, was the biggest reason I become a grime fan. Nasty Crew, they changed the game. They changed the game. I mean, I used to lock into radio every single night back then. And when Nasty Crew first come about, it was just like, whoa, who are these guys? Like, the first time I heard Nasty Crew, it was like, whoa, they had so much hype, aggressiveness. And yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the documentary, but I'm so glad that they done it to honor like someone that was truly a great man, because everyone speaks so highly of Stormin. There's a funny story, actually. I called Stormin one night. That I was making a grand compilation and I wanted to get massive MCs on it. And I always, because like you said, I always thought Stormin was underrated. Like everyone knew he was a legend, but he was underrated. But I really wanted to get Stormin on there. But I thought he was just going to take me as like a fanboy, innit? You know what I mean? So I called him and he just spoke to me like he knew me his whole life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He had such a normal conversation with me and that. Like, sadly, the track never come along because I think Stormin got busy. He was working on a CD at the time and it never happened. But he talked to me like he was just he's known me his whole life, you know what I mean? And he was just a great guy from when I did talk to him, because I spoke to him like at least 3 times. And yeah, man, when that documentary comes out, I hope everyone watches it and gets to know him a bit better and gets to know him for the person that he was, innit?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was a great MC and an even greater man. Like, obviously, I think that's amazing. You spoke with the guy, man, like interacting with him. I mean, I've seen a lot of interviews with him. He's all over Grime Report TV, like him and Lordy, like that. What a link up that is! His £5 munch to this day. I still watch that, man. And you can tell, man, he's just a lovely guy, man. I'd love, like, imagine just, you know, chilling with him and just whatever. Like, he seemed like such a proper down to earth, just normal geezer, you know, like all about the family and stuff. Like the way, you can see the way he touched people's lives, and like you say, he brought through Gets, and just the influence and what he did for everyone behind the scene, man. He absolute legend. Be Right Back, one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite grime albums of all time.
That's actually another one of my favorites as well. Actually, I really did enjoy that release.
Yeah, I was going to say just a couple of tracks on there, like the emotion in those tracks. Have you, like, Cursed? Listen to that, man, and you count your blessings after, man. You think, boy, like, you watch the video and you think, wow, man, like, just so powerful. Some of his, there are a couple tracks on there like that as well. There's just Force of Nature, tunes like that. There's Highs and Lows, man, like Stormin, man, what a soldier, man, like absolute legend, bro.
Unbelievable guy. I hope he rests in eternal peace. And everyone get behind that documentary. Even if you didn't rate Stormin as an MC, you have to rate him as a man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that.
Definitely. I think everyone rated him as an MC, though. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Stormin, full stop. Well, apart from Trim.
You'd probably get parts left, right, and centre if you even thought about saying something about Stormin.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he did get involved in the odd war as well, didn't he? I mean, I swear Wiley clashed him, Trim clashed him. Obviously we all remember the 9-minute double send for Trim, man. That's a crazy track.
Some of the lyrics in that are just like, whoa, slow down a bit. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's an absolute legend, and like you said, the world's a worse place without him.
Yeah, man. Big up Stormin. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace.
Someone asked us to talk about this, and I think this is a really big conversation we're about to have. Grime outside London. Particularly Birmingham, Manchester. I'll be honest with you, bruv. I'm not too aware of this. I know a lot about sort of JK, Devilman, sort of the bigger names, Bugsy Malone. But other than that, I'm a bit ashamed to say my knowledge is quite is pretty average, to be fair. I know all Invasion Alert and all that, but where do you want to start with this?
Well, firstly, I just want to say at a point in time, there was I can't exactly remember what period it was. I'll say between 2013 to say 2015. Grime in London the flag was at half mast, and then we had the likes of Stay Fresh, Invasion Alert, Devilman, Mayhem, like Deadly, Safwan, Hitman, Vader is the first out of London MC I ever listened to, and I still listen to him to this day. Yeah, them guys were putting on for grime, not just grime in their cities. They was putting on for grime as a whole. Now, you had the London MCs were dropping releases, but it was half-hearted. Whereas the likes of Invasion Alert at the time were everywhere. They was on Who's the Boss, Lord of the Mics. You had Stay Fresh on Lord of the Mics. You had Bugsy Malone come through. Heights on Manchester. Shotty Horror was doing his battle rap thing. And Out of London Grime was, they flew the flag for grime. I mean, you even got the Leicester guys nowadays, like Kamikaze, Jafro. You've got the likes of Kaiser from Nottingham, who is just fire. Kaiser is another one of my favourite MCs. And yeah, like grime went through a sticky period where it wasn't really doing much, but the Out of London MCs were flying the flag hard, and they played a pivotal part in keeping grime going at that time. And then obviously Meridian and German Whip, and then everyone was like, whoa, yeah, let's do this thing. You know what I mean? And then it come back again.
Yeah, definitely. I think for me, one of my favorite EPs ever is Froggy EP. JK and Daps on the Map, and they actually this week they dropped Froggy 2. So 5 years later they've done like not remix but a second sort of like Froggy 2. So obviously there was Froggy, and they did that again. It was a really nice throwback how they did it all. It seemed like at the drop of a hat. I think they wrote all the bars and did everything within the space of a week. Which is sick, and it's a sick track. And do you know what? I'm not going to lie. When I first listened to it, I thought Froggy 2, I was listening to it, I didn't really like it. But the more I listen to it, the more I like it. And now I'm banging it out like this is my main track right now. But yeah, I think for me, the first awareness I had of the grime scene outside London was obviously Devilman clashing Skepta. I think that was maybe the first I was aware of. I've been aware of grime outside London, and I think that, and Devilman, he reps Birmingham hard, man. I think he's a great MC, he's a great artist in general. He does everything though. He's for some reason he's not really taken off perhaps how he could have really. I think he had a lot more potential than and now he does like one sort of freestyle a year, and then that's all you see of him really. But obviously drummer bass father, he got his sort of. Some people probably see Devilman as a one-hit wonder, but he's had bare projects that are sick, man. And obviously, he's a legend for that clash with Skepta, which to this day I'm still not sure if he should have won that or not. But yeah, man, Devilman for me is one of my favourite MCs outside London. Obviously, I think like you said as well, like when Invasion Alert was on Lord of the Mics and stuff, I think the way that grime outside London really gets noticed the best way is through these clashes. So when Skepta clashed Devilman, when JK was clashing Discarder, Socks and Cozzy, I think it was.
Yeah,
Bugsy Malone and Chip, obviously that was massive. That was like grime. I've never seen grime so live as that, bro.
We had the all Out of London grime MC clash with Depsman, RIP.
Yeah, RIP Depsman. Yeah.
K-Dot from Sheffield. That was an underrated clash. That was a brilliant clash. That was very.
Yeah, that was sick.
I think that opened the eyes to so many new listeners or people that have listened to grime but didn't really listen much to anyone outside of London of what these MCs can actually do. Because I'll be honest, I didn't really know much about Socks. I think he done a send for Trey Mission, if I'm correct. And that was the first time I really heard Socks. And I was just like, whoa, who is this guy? And so obviously I've done a bit more background checks. He was a member of Invasion Alert. And then obviously when he clashed Cozzy, it didn't go to plan. But up to then...
I think, to be fair, I think JK didn't do too well in his clashes as well.
Oh, no. JK was to Cozzy quite convincingly. And he did hold his own against Discarder, but I think he lost that one as well. But I think it's like JK, he opened the eyes as well to a lot of new fans to say, look, we're here, man. This is what we do. Hitman, Vader, all Invasion Alert. There was a point where you couldn't turn on the radio or you couldn't go on Twitter without seeing Invasion Alert. They was everywhere. Invasion Alert on the shirt.
Yeah.
Everything, you know what I mean? And yeah, them alongside the Nottingham MC, such as I keep trying to think of the guy's name, but he keeps evading. you know them ones. There's Kaiser.
Yeah.
Rico was back in the day, old school MC. He's not about much anymore, but yeah, he was fire. And who's the name of the MC? Snowy.
Oh
Snowy.
yeah.
Yeah, Snowy. This last year, Snowy's he's been on fire. Reddit was an absolute banger. And
I think Grim Sickers as well. I think Grim Sickers, he's not from, I mean, he is sort of classed as a London MC, but I swear he's from Swindon or something like that. Like some,
like that, yeah, but
some mad ends, yeah. But yeah, big up Grim Sickers as well.
But the thing with Grim is that when you see certain videos and you can see him proper catting Funky D's bar.
Yeah.
So boost the ratings a bit for him, innit?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a recent clash actually. That was Funky D. For some reason, by the way, Funky D, the tracks got taken down off Spotify and I think off YouTube as well. I haven't seen, but that was a bit strange to see that. I don't know why those sends have been taken down, but yeah, man. Sorry, back to the scene outside London. For me, yeah, JK, one of my favourite MCs, and I think with Froggy too. When I saw that, you can see how far he's come since the first Froggy. Like, I think for me, correct me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, JK is the biggest Grime MC from Birmingham, and he's done a lot, man. But I don't know. I thought he went a little bit off the boil this year. Like, he was doing things that weren't grimy. He was taking things in his own direction, fair enough. But
so he got to feature on that Ed Sheeran track, which was massive for him. So
yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's good for like personal, but it's not grime, is it?
But
I side with Wiley on that one.
JK's a massive name now, especially in Birmingham, but he's not the best from Birmingham. If you want to listen to Birmingham and start anywhere, you've got to start with Hitman, Vader, Deadly, Saffron, and Mayhem. They're the top 5 for me.
Really? What, you wouldn't even have JK in your top 5?
No, not at this present time, no.
I don't know. He's done a lot, man. I mean, from a bite sweet for me, from a bite sweet EP to Froggy EP to Where Have You Been to Fake. He's done a lot, man. I think he's put. If I don't know, for me, I think he's put Birmingham on the map. Like,
he's pushed Birmingham out there further. I do agree with that. I'm not disrespecting him. He's a very good MC, but I come through like years ago, innit? So I come through on the Vaders, the Hitmans, etc. And for me, like at the moment, you're not touching their level. Like, you're a very good MC, but you're not touching their level at the moment.
Yeah, bar for bar, to be fair. Yeah, JK's probably got the best. I mean, that's why Sheeran linked up with him, because he's But and that's another thing, you know. JK should have clashed Wiley. JK shouldn't have, like, that would have been such a cool thing because Wiley, we saw it. Wiley and JK were going back and forth on Twitter, and that would, like, 5 years ago, that would have been a clash. No problem. That would be the dubs had already been, the clash would have been and done, and that would be huge. They'd be getting millions of views on them. But I don't know why nowadays. It's just a shame this clashing culture is sort of dying, bruv. Because that would have been a sick clash, JK versus Wiley. That could have been as big as anything, man. That could have been the new sort of Bugsy versus Chip or Skepta Devilman, man. That would have been great, but. You know,
but maybe Wiley looked at it from the point of view like, you've had 2 clashes on Lord of the Mic and lost them both. What exactly are you going to do to me in a clash? You know what I mean? Because Wiley's obviously a warlord.
True, yeah.
Maybe he's looking at it from that point of view. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The way I saw it, for me, it looked like Wiley stepped to JK, and the way I saw it, I felt like JK. He sort of, I don't want to say bottled it, but he sort of allowed it. I think Wiley was up for it. He was even saying, "Yeah, I'm in Birmingham now. He's going to Birmingham. He's gonna like." I feel like Wiley was there. He was ready. He wanted to make a dub. Maybe Wiley should have just done a send anyway. But I feel like JK could have took the opportunity and grasped the nettle there, like for the things he was saying. But I don't know, man. I think that was a bit of a shame that never manifested in a clash. But
well, yeah. He missed the trick. On that. Should have sent for him.
Yeah, I think so. And the main thing for me about Grime outside London is you get the different accents, because England has so many accents. It's crazy, bro. The UK obviously as well, and yeah, I love hearing the Birmingham accent. Like a great example for me is the That's Not Me remix, because you've got that is like a profile. If you want to learn about grime in about 3 minutes, the variety you can get, then you watch that, because you go from DEE to Temper T to President T to Socks to JK, and then obviously Skepta in between them. Like straight away you can sample everything from Temp's energy to DEE, like a legend shelling it down, to President T's flow, which we've already touched on, and then you've got the Birmingham sample there. It's like,
you know, the maddest thing though, if you listen to that track, me personally, despite having the likes of D Double, Skepta, Temper T on there, I think Socks spun everyone. I think Socks had the best.
I think you like Socks, don't you? I'm gonna be real with you.
Socks should be clear. Socks is like, you know, he's up there with the very best of them. You should be clear, but
I don't agree with you, man. I don't rate him that high, man.
No, he's so unique. Like,
nah, for me, I thought he was the worst one on that track. I'm not gonna lie. He's the one I skipped, bruv.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
I think he spun everyone on that track. I think that. I don't know. I just think I'm a bit of a Socks fanboy, but I'm not admitting it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I mean, he's one of them, I guess, that divides opinion, because I've heard people, you know, because there are certain MCs, and it's probably because of his accent or whatever. But you get MCs that really divide opinion. I've noticed, like President T. Mm-hmm. Some people I've chatted to, they can't stand him. They think he's rubbish. I think he's sick. And then I think this is the same Big H, another Meridian crew bloodline member. He sort of divides opinion. I think you either like him or you hate him. Maybe Socks is another one of them as well, because I don't actually rate him. I thought he was the weakest one on that track.
I'd actually agree with that. I'd put him in that section as well. I think, like, to me, he's brilliant, but to other people, they're going to think, nah, he's a bit average or a bit poor or whatever. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that one.
I think, and this is the thing, I think this is the reason why a lot of people, obviously from London, are reluctant to give grime outside London a chance, because I think Charlie Sloth, he was doing something just to like explore grime outside London. And I remember someone saying, one of the MCs from Liverpool, I think it was just called Scouse actually, he said, he's saying like, well, listen, if you lot, everyone's listening to American music, bruv. They've got different accent altogether. So if you're willing to give them a chance, why wouldn't you give someone from Birmingham or Manchester a chance? Like that's a lot closer to home than America. But you know, you don't mind their accents, but then you're complaining about a fellow English accent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I completely agree with that.
Like, because it's never been an issue. You know what I mean? Because like, we're in England, we watch football and then we listen to interviews with people that are from Liverpool, and you know, I never have that barrier. You know what I mean? That I never sit there and think, oh, I can't understand him. And that I don't understand why so many people struggle with it.
I agree, man. I think on a track, like, you hear like Devilman, like, he wouldn't sound the same if he had a London accent. Like, the way maybe the reason he hasn't blown as much as he could have is because he was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he was really like one of the first sort of big names to come out of Birmingham, and as a result, you know, he didn't have, you know, a lot of people have ridden that wave since and have managed to, but I felt like he was a really big sort of breakthrough, and his bars, man, like some of his bars are a bit fucked up. Do you know what I mean? Like he does have some fucked up bars. Like but he doesn't care. That's just his style, isn't it? He just says bare strange things, but it works so well because he's just this crazy guy. He is Devil Man. Do you know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. I do agree, but I think maybe he's not as active as the rest. You know what I mean? I don't think he puts in as much work as Hitman is, etc. Because they come from Birmingham to London. They do radio. You know what I mean? They don't just do radio up in Birmingham. They do radio all over the place. So they put in the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true. You're right. Because Devilman, he does a lot of shows. I've noticed he does a lot of shows. So, like every time I see like whatever, like some because you see on the Instagrams and stuff, you see that, oh, you know, I'm going to be performing in this club or at this festival. Devilman is on every poster, I swear. Like, he's the one name I see on every. But this is the thing, like you say, he's not making anything new. He's spitting he's doing Drum and Bass Father, the Chipmunk diss, the Skepta diss, and then that's all you know, really. And and then the rest is just if you've sort of worked, if you're like a fan of him, then you'll know his other stuff. But that's it. Like, I think it'd be great if he was doing more tracks because he does. And when he does, man, like the last I heard of Devilman, he did the Chinatown freestyle, and I thought that was sick. But then he's just like non-existent for the next 12 months, and then he does another freestyle, and that's it. Like he's done. I want to see him do more new things because he's a sick guy, man.
I think the problem with Devilman is the problem with Grime overall. I think a lot of them don't realise that they have got to jump on the impetus that they gather from, say, a freestyle. They drop a freestyle. So many people rate it. They're all over Twitter. They're all over Facebook. You know, it's getting shared thousands of times. But then they go quiet. They don't follow it up. And it's like, you know what I mean? You're meant to jump on that opportunity. I mean, I've seen so many people from Lord of the Max be given a chance on Lord of the Max, and then they don't do nothing afterwards. And it's just
definitely.
Like, you've got to jump on the impetus, you know, why your name's hot. You've got to just bang out, like, even if it ain't in your mind the best track, you still got to drop a track afterwards to keep that fire burning, you know what I mean? And keep your name in people's mouths and on people's fingertips. I think a lot of people miss out on that. A lot of grime artists don't realise when they're actually popping.
I think for me the best example of that, because I've never seen someone blow as quick as Bugsy Malone. Like he went from nothing to like one of the biggest names definitely. In the UK. He went from but do you know what? He was putting in work for years, man. Like I remember, I don't know if you it's quite famous now, but back in the day it wouldn't. Like he did I can't remember who it was with, but or what it was on. Sorry, but it was some like freestyle he did with Socks on a set. And it's big now because you think, oh, that was but it's from like 2009-10, and this was when Socks was a big name, and then Bugsy, but it just goes to show how long Bugsy been working hard, putting in that work, and he was really just waiting for that opportunity, and then Chip, you know, he did his fire in the booth and all that, and then Bugsy Malone, he was just dropping like project after project. He was going in, and like he went from like just overnight famous, bruv. Like, and I think like he that's the sort of blueprint MCs need to follow. They look at what Bugsy did, because he was working for years without any success, bruv. He was freestyling over just free beats on the internet and stuff, and he's gone from that to what he is today, and you see how well he's doing for himself, man. And big up Bugsy Malone, man. He's my favourite Manchester. He's my favourite Manchester MC, hands down, easily, and I think he's the best, like 100%.
The guy actually performed. Wasn't it an AJ fight?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean that's massive. I mean Bugsy probably never even thought of that 5 years ago that was going to happen to him. You know what I mean? He probably, but like you said, he jumped on the opportunity that was given. You know what I mean? And then obviously he was smart. He realised that the thing with Chip is going to boost him even further. Even though I think he got clarted, he still...
Nah, Bugsy killed Chip. Are you mad?
Chip dropped what, 2 in a week? 3 in a week? You can't... Like, Bugsy didn't even know what was going to come. And then Chip was just like, bam, bam, bam.
You know yeah, that's true. But I think the reason for Chip's a bit more experienced, but I think Chip was just a bit... I mean, people throw these accusations at Bugsy as well. The fact that Bugsy was he's just saying the same things, like, oh, you know, just saying
your head shape
pop and 0161 and just recycling these things. But I think Chip was doing a bit of the same as well. I mean, but for me, I think Bugsy killed that, man. I thought Bugsy won that beef just because, like, there's no way he should have, and he really took off it. And Bugsy went to Tottenham. He went there. He was doing I can't see any reason. A lot of people, I think that's just a London bias, to be honest, bro. I think like people that go like just say Chip beat Bugsy. I don't think so, man. Like look how far Bugsy's come since then.
But Bugsy went to Tottenham at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I mean, who's awake at 4 a.m. in the morning? You know what I mean? Well, if you're gonna do it in like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon or something. If you really want to get to Chip, like. Do it at 2 p.m. and then just say, well, where was you? Where was you? Like at 4 a.m. Chip can just say, well, I was in bed, didn't it?
Yeah, you know I mean? Well, yeah, all right, I hear that, but I think, but yeah, I think back to what we were saying before, like I think Bugsy, yeah, because Big Nasty, sold him the beef, didn't he? Like Big Nasty was the one, sort of the main one, sort of beefing Chip, and then sort of he didn't want to make the dub, so he let sort of Bugsy do it. I mean, bruv, for me, Relegation Rhythm, that was it. That was it. I thought like that's one of the biggest dubs of all time, bruv. Like in grime history, and I think that alone, like I don't think that was Chip never got to that level.
What was the one that followed after that Chip drop? Was it over Pepper Rhythm? Pepper Rhythm and the end / the end as well. I've done two like different freestyles on one track over two.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're on about now. Yeah, it was Pepper Rhythm and the end. I think it was. Yeah, I think you're right.
That one killed it. That one just put an end to it all. I don't think Bugsy come back after that one. I think that was the last double in it. And that was a knockout though.
You had Relegation Rhythm, and you had Wasteman, Zombie Rhythm. I thought them three were. I think the closest. I don't know. I think the closest Chip got to that was Pepper Rhythm was hard, but that was I think he did like a 2-bar for Bugsy, and that was it. Like. And Coward was hard. I don't know. I think because Chip. To be fair, Chip was clashing like about 5 MCs at the time, wasn't he? There was Bear Man involved, but I think
that was very exciting, Lord. That was a very exciting time on Twitter and everything. I mean, wasn't it afterwards that he went at Young'un as well, innit? And
mate, that was insane. And the amount of spin-off beefs, because then we got the resurrection of Skepta versus Devilman.
Exactly.
And everything. And these dubs were getting dropped like 24 hours after. Like, you look at the dates, you could go back on YouTube and you can see like 23rd of March, Chip does his Fire in the Booth or whatever, and then 25th, Devilman replies, and then 27th, Skepta replies, and it's like, bruv, that was grime. Like, I don't think grime has been that. Grime blew up then, bruv, and so many people, so many noses were getting blooded, bruv. Like the amount of man involved in that, just there were bare clashes going on, and the thing everyone can agree with, whether or not you think he won it or not, he took like he made the most out of that, and he's gone so far since then. Like
definitely, he took full advantage, and that's all you can do as an MC is just take advantage of your opportunity in it. So I can't take nothing away from him for that. Although I think he's a bit basic. I don't want to disrespect him, but I think that he's only got about 2 flows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the flow, you don't. I love that. I think he's one of the best storytellers in grime. Full stop. I think he can tell us. Fair enough. He does sort of tell the same story, but it's his life, man. Like I love him, man. I can't hate on him at all, bruv. Like I think he's such an inspiring guy in general. He's amazing.
He took his opportunity well, so I'll give him credit for that.
New music, the section, the weekly section, which there's plenty of new releases this week. We've as soon as we recorded on last Sunday, Wiley dropped "Quick to Forget," which is the lead single to Godfather 3. I thought that was sick, produced by Z Dot.
See, Wiley and Z Dot always work so well together. I think that's probably the best combinations you can get in grime currently.
What, as in producer artist? Z Dot and Wiley.
Producer and artist, like you know.
I don't know. I think Get Some Rude Kid is hard to Get Some Rude Kid.
Yeah, Get Some Rude Kid are definitely up there as well. And then you got
P-Money and Teddy as well.
Teddy, yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that.
Oh,
but I'll say them three combinations are probably the top 3 at the moment in grime.
Yeah, you're probably right there actually. But I thought that was a sick freestyle. And
sick freestyle.
I don't know why was he wearing that towel on his head though? I still don't know.
You know what? I really don't know. You know, because I'm seeing the picture on Twitter as well. I'm pretty sure it's his DP on Twitter, innit?
Yeah, it is.
I'm a little bit baffed by it myself, but that's Wiley, innit?
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was sick. Like, but again, that's not getting the views it should, man. If that was Stormzy or Skepta dropping that, it'd have like 1 million already. Whereas I think it's still stuck on 5 figures, which is a joke because that's a sick like freestyle, bruv. And I don't know what's going on with Wiley's sort of marketing and stuff. I don't know if he's getting blocked or whatever, like low key or something. But he I don't know why that's not popping off like how it should.
That should definitely be popping. That should. But you know what? The good thing about it is that just whets my appetite for Godfather 3.
Oh now, definitely.
I can't wait to hear the full album.
Because he actually leaked this freestyle like in September or something, or even earlier, and I was like, yeah, this is sick. And now he's dropped the full thing. But yeah, although it's only on YouTube, it's not on Spotify or anything like that yet. So
the thing with Wiley is though, Wiley could wake up tomorrow and decide to actually leak the whole album.
Yeah, he could do what he wants, man.
And that's maybe why the people in charge are they stay away a little bit, because imagine signing Wiley to your label and then he gets annoyed with you and next minute he drops like 3 albums, 3 down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not Mr. Reliable, is he, to be fair?
No. He's very... Yeah, he's just Wiley, innit? I can't say anything.
But yeah, Froggy 2, that was excellent. Sick. I thought that was a great although like I was saying earlier, JK, because that's 5 years after the first Froggy, and you can see how far JK's come. But then Daps, what's he done in the last 5 years, man? Real talk. I love Daps. I thought he's sick. Like he's had like a couple good tunes in the last 5 years, but like he stood next to JK, and you see how far and how big JK's become, literally and musically. But Daps, like, he could have done a lot more with himself, man. Like, and he's just not. I don't know. I mean, he's not.
I agree. That should definitely be a lot bigger than what he currently is. Obviously, I don't know what goes on in his personal life.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, he should definitely be a bigger name because he's got all the talent in the world. Let's be honest.
Definitely. I mean, it was like it was a breath of fresh air to hear him again, to be honest. Because but then you get both sides of it, because he has some sick bars and sick flows, but then he's spitting bars like Obama, like just like doing like a Troops tribute, and you're thinking, bruv, like you're in the first place, yeah, you're from Birmingham, you're from West Brom actually, and you support Arsenal, so I don't know. And then just like catting Troops. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about that bar.
Saying that though, brother, I'm from London and I support Liverpool, so
yeah, true, yeah. So you're going to defend that, aren't you? But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But anyway, that's another conversation. But
yeah, people need to hop on the YouTube, search for Froggy 2, JK, and Daps on the map, because that's
sick tune. And that's like, okay, yeah, I hear all this vinyl releases and stuff, physicals, but that's grime what JK and Daps did there, and Thomas Mellor as well. Big up Thomas Mellor, Birmingham producer. Yeah, he's sick.
He's sick. I love he's straight up beat. You know the beat he done for straight up. JK.
How many, mate? That is one of my favorite beats in grime history, bro.
Yeah, that beat is so cold.
Like, how many people have murked that beat? Yeah, JK, Daps, obviously. Gets
flowed over it, didn't he? Yeah.
Gets Devlin, P Money, Dot Rotten. Like
the list goes on. The list goes on.
That's a legendary rhythm. And my point was though is that how this tune all came together with, I think, the space of about 5 days. I think on it might have been on the Sunday. They thought they would. I think JK and obviously Thomas Mellor and Daps would have been talking. They were saying and then they just made it within 5 days. They went and filmed it and uploaded it. Because JK was saying on Twitter, he was saying, we got Froggy 2 coming, and then someone replied to him like, oh, when's this coming? Like sort of next week or something. And JK was like, I was thinking more tonight. And I'm like, that's sick. That's what grime's all about. Yeah. No promo, just bang, it's out there.
Out there, yeah, love it.
That's grime.
What else is there out there?
Well, we already said, DWE, fresh and clean.
Yeah.
And on DWE's story, he did a Q&A, by the way, because last week we were wondering who hollered who. So DWE did a Q&A on his story, and it's official. IKEA hollered D-Double.
There's got to be someone who works for IKEA that's got their ear on grime.
Yeah, definitely. Someone was reminiscing on looking at a Deja set or something and going, exactly. Do you know what?
Who's that guy? Like the one who goes, oh, we got to get him on the track.
That's a banger. I think that as well has got to be straight into your top 5 of 2019 as well. DWE, again, I just want to re-emphasize what we said last week. What a legend he is, bruv. Like this year, he's done like DWE. He doesn't even have to do much, bruv. But he did Fresh and Clean, He's done Where Do We Come From, and he did the feature on Class of Deja, and he's just killed all of them, bruv. He's done other tunes as well, but for me, those are 3 of the top 5 tunes of this year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, if you look at the top 5 tracks of the year, like on my personal top 5 tracks of the year, 3 of them featured D-Double, whether it's actually a D-Double single or a D-Double feature. And are you really going to say, say you have an award show and you're like MC of the year, you can't counteract D double.
Nah, definitely not.
And the IKEA ad is like everyone's raving about it. I mean, even my mum. You know, I went round to visit my mum the other night.
No way.
No, I went round to visit my mum the other night, and the D double advert come on, and I was like, "Yeah, look, that's D double." And my mum was like nodding her head to it.
Oh, I love that.
Like, you know, my mum was proper getting into that, but my mum was like, I like that. So when next time I go and visit my mum, I'm actually going to take the full chat round and I'm going to be like, Mum, listen to this.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And like, my mum's nearly 60. You know what I mean?
I love that, bro. That's sick. That's so sick. Yeah, man. And do you know what as well? Just to like, because that it just shows that, because I think people hear things about grime and they just have these lazy sort of stereotypes and associations, but that just shows like grime is just as like, you know what I mean when I say family friendly sort of thing. Like it's just as like normal as any other sort of genre of music. Like there's no reason. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, people always associate grime with violence or gun crime or drugs, and it's not like that at all. Like when you actually speak to grime MCs, like some of them are the smartest guys you could ever come across. You know what I mean? Like they actually know a lot more than what you would actually assume they know. Like these guys, like my mum, she met Chronic. I was pressing some CDs for Chronic. You know Chronic?
Yeah, no way.
My mum come back singing Chronic's praises like she knew him her whole life.
That's crazy.
My mum's like, I love that guy. He was a lovely guy. We just had a normal conversation. And you're talking about Chronic and a woman.
Yeah. Chronic's a scary guy, bro. From what I was like, I love Chronic. He's hard, but like he looks like his bars and stuff. Like, have you seen like Man in the Boot? But then again, you say that in the Man in the Boot music video, there's like a granny in that, and you can see him like talking to her, and it's like, yeah, man, it's like the soft side of him. You know what I mean? Like
things like that just prove you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Just
Definitely
because
not.
you see this doesn't mean that they're actually like that in real life. You know what I mean? You see them on Twitter and they're always like, they don't condone any violence or anything like that. Just like,
they're all fighting it, man. You hear the lyrics, brother. I think one of my favourite tracks is Blood, Sweat and Tears by Skepta. And like, and there's so many tunes like that, just anti-violence. Now put all that stuff away, man. Like allow that stuff. Like, and we mentioned it last week how Wiley made the clashing culture into just a music thing. So I think people hear a lot of the language in grime and they think, oh, he's saying he's gonna ling him down or whatever. But then that's lyrically, that's musically, that's never gonna manifest in an actual.
It's a lyrical war, not a physical war. You know what I mean? And people get that mixed up.
Yeah.
You know,
but
like you say anything to defeat your opponent in it, whether it be in a clash or like just sending back and forth.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you're actually going to go on the street and do what you're saying.
Exactly. And actually, just reading the title now in front of me, fresh and clean, that does sum up the track in it. It's like, that's it. It's like, this is how grime can be like a good thing, like a completely good, normal thing, like a household thing. I think that represents so much that is great about grime, you know. And again, big up D Double for that.
I think that track would be liked by teenagers, middle-aged people, and even people like my mum's age. I think that track, that it resonates with everyone. You know what I mean?
I think we've covered everything, man. That's
week two done. Let's get them 150 up to like 1,050.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing, man. We'll get there, man. I think if everyone's listening, if you just, I think the important thing, if you know a fellow grime head, share this podcast with them.
Share this podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
GSI, Grand Scene Investigation. Get the links going.
Yeah, follow us on Insta and Twitter, GSI Pod. Easy handle. On YouTube. Just share it, man. Just share this podcast. Yeah.
Before we round things up, I just want to say, if you disagree with us, fair enough. Like, you haven't got to agree with any of our opinions, but at least have the decency to listen before you start disrespecting. You know what I mean? That's like all I want to say. Grand Gremlin in it. But
yeah. I mean, that's it. Like, and bruv, like, it's opinions, man. This is a grime podcast. We're going to talk about whatever's going on in grime, good, bad, and ugly, bruv. And you don't have to agree with us, man. Like, you and me, we disagree on things, bruv. But it's you just have the debate. Like, why you got? Yeah, just that's the whole point. We're just making the conversation about grime. Any debate is great. Like, if you want to disagree, at me, and we'll talk about it. Like,
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And I explain my reasonings why.
Yeah, that's what it should be about. That's what the whole. But yeah, some people are just, I don't know, just immature or whatever, man. But
yeah, it's exactly what it is, bro.
But that's life, man. There's always going to be people like that in it.
But yeah,
man.
Big up everyone listening. Big up everyone who's going to look into the YouTube. We're hopefully going to get it on Spotify and a couple of other places soon.
I'd love to do that, man. I was looking at it. If anyone can give us some advice on like how to get it on other platforms, because I tried getting on Acast as well, but it's like the minimum amount of streams you need to be having a week is like 5,000 or something. So yeah, like I wanted to get it on Acast and that. But if anyone knows any good platforms to get podcasts on, then I'll get it up straight away, man. Like but yeah, we'll always be on YouTube, so subscribe to us there. And if it's anywhere else, yeah, we'll announce it on the Twitter and the Instagram. But yeah, thanks for everyone that's supporting. Big up everyone, big up T. Yeah, another sick episode.
And we catch you next week with part 3.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Okay.